Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It's another beautiful Friday evening live in Ondo City. Here with us, we is another very wonderful guest with me, we are going to be analyzing some political and unionism issues today. And I want to bet it to you something that you're really going to benefit a lot. And precisely, last week we actually studied a lot of things, you know, a kind of problems that actually facilitate most of our governmental environmental issues, which we actually tagged as a topic last week, which we refer to as democracy. Democracy as it has different definitions. We were able to have a kind of some clarification, some enlightenment, some kind of a way forward as well last week. And this that you are really going to be benefiting from. And once again, I want you to join and subscribe to AYOGEN. All you need to do is go on your YouTube channel, type AYOGEN TV, and click the subscribe bell. And likewise, you go to your Facebook page and you know what? Like and follow us live on our Facebook page. Yeah, before we start, probably before we just move on, once again, I would like to give my free brief introduction of my wonderful guest on seat, which we are going to be having this section together. My name is Ade Omade Blessing, which you used to know, and who has been giving you this wonderful segment and sections that we actually tagged as unionism today. And what is this unionism? What is this so-called unionism? This is a segment whereby we actually ruminate on the activities that bothers the mind of the community, the society at large. Okay, we knowing the basic fundamental factors of politics, knowing as the fact that unionism is being originated from the campus status. And this is where we've been coming in from different angles to deliberate on. So this afternoon, I want to welcome with me. I want you to welcome me a very, I just don't want to say very popular. I used to tell you last time in Adeyemi. Adeyemi used to be a very wonderful institution, producing a lot of great personalities. This is a very popular friend of mine. We all know as Bleeding Pay, and is one of the best journalists friend I come to meet in Adeyemi College of Education. He will be making a very brief introduction of himself. You're welcome, my guest.
Yeah, good day, viewers. My name is Charles, and a unionist. One of the campus journalists we have on Adeyemi College of Education here in Ondo, foremost teacher education. And it's my pleasure to be on the program this afternoon where we'll be making on unionism matter as regards political situation in our community, range from our institutions and the Nigeria as a whole. So today I hope you're gonna enjoy the section with us. Just stay tuned.
Thank you very much. While we go on this program, there is this very interesting topic, like this very interesting thing that we want us to just discuss about. And that is what? Female genderism in unionism and politics today. It is going to be a very interesting section. And while we go on this, we'll be going on a short break. Then when we are right back, we deliberate more and further on it.
Sorry,
Yeah, you're welcome back again to this wonderful segment, which we all tag as Unionism Today. Just like I said, our topic is definitely going to be the female contribution when it has to do with female genderisms. This is one of the things that we like us to just give a kind of a deliberations and our contributions to which is actually affecting our today global way of life. That is female genderism in unionism and politics. Their roles, their relevancies to government, like the importances in the societies, their need, the need for the need for the adoption of the introduction of female activities in the government the today government, like okay, having the kind of introduction of female genderism, now their importances, their effects, their consequences. We would like to just let's probably share our reactions, like share our opinions, and give a kind of a contributions. That is going to be benefiting the whole society and community at large, which is going to be one of the things we'll be deliberating on today with my guest speaker. Likewise, that I told you earlier, we actually discussed on a very important segment on this very topic, democracy. And likewise, I will want us to just help a friend to tell a friend, because this is not an important moment. This is not just a moment, like not just an important moment alone. This is not what you just want to go to the Facebook and watch alone. It's a segment where you just need to watch. It's a segment where you just need to help a friend to tell a friend, share to other friends, let everyone contribute, because your contributions, your reactions really count a lot. And I bet it with you, by the end of this section, we're really going to be benefiting a lot on this. And once again, I want to say a very big warm afternoon to everyone watching us live here on AYOGEN online television, live in Ondo City, our dearest Sunshine State. Once again, I want you to just keep on subscribing and liking our Facebook page. While we continue the segment, my guest speaker, like at the first part of it, when we actually say female genderism, like even to it, in coming to the kind of realization of this political world of we are, this so-called way of we practicing our Nigerian politics. What can you actually say now, bringing into the system, bringing into the circle female genderism? Now we are still being governed by the male, and we still understand how very difficult, like let me just be blunt, putting it or addressing it this way. We are still having the male dominating and ruling the government of the day. And we understand, like we are still feeling a lot of pressures and issues as regarding this kind of pressures. But likewise, I just coming to think of it now, what effect, what do you think is going to be? Like, how do you look at it? In what view will you now look at it now coming to bring or introduce to the system female genderism?
Yeah, okay. When we talk about female genderism in any union or in any affair, let me come from this angle. When we talk, there's no how we're going to talk about politics, a union or any association without talking about gender. And in every association, in every union, there's always a gender that always be a dominant
factor.
gender, yeah, in number.
Exactly.
Even when we look at the word universe in generally, we can see that the female has the highest number. But what is the problem? What is happening that, okay, when it comes to attaining a leadership position or political office, so they are always wanting or scanty in number. Now,
Exactly.
what are the factors? Now, there are a lot of factors that contribute into it. Now, I would like to start from this. Fundamental human rights has been constitutionally stated in Nigeria and even in every association that we all, as a true citizen of a particular community, has the right to be voted for and to vote as well, which means by implication that both male and female has equal right to be in the helm of affair of a nation. But what happened in this nation? What happened in our campuses where we have few or no female at all? Now, the societal orientation. This female gender, majority of them, they have this kind of unbelief. They don't believe in the ability. If you go out there to carry out a survey, we discover that, okay, out of 10 of them, only 1 of the 10 will have interest in politics. Or will even one have interest in listening to anything politics.
Exactly.
So now, there's something, there's this political apathy in them. They don't want to participate. They believe that, okay, what they are meant for is just to breastfeed, to nurture home, to do house call and the like. So only few of them are aware of the ability embedded in them. Now, improper education. I'm not talking about formal education this time around, but I'm talking about...
You might be right. I also want to agree with that. When you talk about improper education, likewise, you want to start talking about these forms of education. Yeah. But likewise, before we even start going through all these details, like I was just like, okay, coming to bring a comparison into the system of government. We know a lot of factors has actually contributed to the fact that we are not been having the female genderism contributing into politics. Yeah. But before we even thinking of, okay, let's start having equal representatives. The fact is, let's just make a kind of a view. How will it look when you have an organization being dominated, like being governed and led by a female? Like this is just at least for a point. This, like, we just want us to like give a kind of a reactions. Yeah. I know this topic, definitely we are still going to be treating. It's going to be a very interesting topic that we just really want every one of us to just put in reaction and contributions to, even from all our viewers at home. But with just this, my guest speaker, like I just want to just give, okay, from your own perspective of view, like how will it actually look alike? Like how will it be having the female genderism fully into government, into politics, knowing fully well that even the so-called government of the day that is, that is being governed traditionally by men, like being dominated by men, and we still know how things were. Now coming to the realization of the introduction of female genderism in government.
Yeah, let me start from the regime of the past military government, Olusegun Obasanjo. When you look at this cabinet, I want to start from the economic aspect of it. He brought in Okonjo-Iweala to be the Minister for Finance. And when we look at the structure and the economic situation of the nation at that era, forget about the political party or whatever factor. Everyone can say, even it is feasible to the blind, that there is a stable economy policy and different economic policy are being introduced by these women, and which boost and foster the GDP of a nation. Now look at the regime of Jonathan as well. He followed the steps of then president.
President.
You know, this change came from the regime of Olusegun Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan. So these are the people that make use of female during their regime, and we can see, and everyone can tell the statistic being released by the NBC then, that about our economic situation. But now look at this present situation. Now we have initially Kemi Adeosun was brought in as the minister, but because of the nepotism and this resentment system that are eating deep into the system and the fabric of this nation, so they make all way to rope the woman. Let me pardon my manner for referring to her as a lady, the woman. So, and she resigned. Now they brought in a man. Now we all know what it is. Now there's one thing about female gender. They have the proper understanding of organization, and they follow rules, and they are a kind of a gender that they always ensure that everything are in order.
Yeah, probably they are actually.
Thank God I'm a male.
As a manager.
Yeah, they are a good manager because they
Yeah.
manage home. If you look at the home affair as a male,
do you really want to actually think being a home manager has to do with being a community manager?
No.
Or a society manager?
You know, these things are the trait is there, is natural in them. They understand how to manage resources.
Yeah.
Compared to me, gender. So
exactly.
they are able. So their ability to manage home.
I may actually agree to some extent.
Okay, let me even say this. You know, this a whole nation, a community start from a little home. So what the principle they are able to apply and home, being the only woman. You know, that's a husband versus woman. That's 1:1. We can see that they were able to coordinate and manage resources at home. So when an husband have 10 naira, the husband will be like, what can I use this 10 naira for? But when a woman see 10 naira, they'll be like, wow, okay. They have this divergent thinking when it comes to having a limited resources. So if we have a high number of female gender in government parastatal, there will be ability, there will be proper coordination of little resources we have instead of wasting. So sorry to say, male gender easily we spend lavishly. Yes, we are male genders are extravagant when it comes to some things.
You know, sometimes I might agree to some extent, but you know, at a point when a male, the way a male thinks, like, okay, let me get some things done at all costs, irrespective of whatever expenses it might cost me. And at the point of that, they eventually want to go for the best quality. Sure. And at that point, you now start seeing male as an extractive features. And you know, for a female can always manage a food that will be, you know, that will be cooked and eaten by the family. A female can manage 500 naira for a whole. Yeah. And which we know, but if we look at the end of the day, the female might be doing the home a very good. Probably. What do you want to, like, what can you do with 500 naira? I'm just making this as an instance. Okay. Something you are expected to, like, oh, as a male now, in my own thinking, I want to eat a very good meal this night. Yeah. I will buy meat, fish, or more different things that will actually source the meal and give me a very comfortable. But and I will really want to add there everything, probably the best of it, if not all. But for a female, it will always be like, okay, let us leave pomo. The pomo is
so the economists call it alternative for corn.
Exactly.
So they have a scale of prevention.
And at the end of the day, you come to see it as a fact that it's not because they are trying to do the home a favor. When a woman goes to a market, like 70, to be precise, 70% of a woman, when they go to the market, they are being given a money or a finance to go to the market and buy some stuff from the market. They remove, probably, they dedicate only 30 to 40% to what is going to benefit the home, and the remaining percentage probably to sort their personal activities. And from there, to you, and at the end of the day, they will give a very perfect production of what they have gone to the market to do. And as a man, you'll be happy like, ah, my wife, she's very good, she's a good manager, she's very good in doing this. But to your own view, you've not been able to, you don't know exactly
They are not
what has actually transpired for the so-called economic activities that actually took place.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, we now start seeing them like the females are good in managing. I'm not disputing that, they are very good.
Yeah. You know what?
And that is the view I want us to just. I get your point. Is the fact that is, but I'm just looking at it like, let's just take it from these perspectives.
Would that be able to apply in reward
Exactly.
politics? Now, this is it. You know, our female, they need orientation. Majority of them have this nature in them, but this nature needs to be nurtured. So until proper education is being given to them about leadership, it's not a crime to enroll female in leadership courses out there. So if you look at majority of leaders, male, most of them are enrolled in one leadership courses or the other. Now look at the few number of people of female. Now, but in today, you know, I said earlier that these people, this set of gender, they don't have belief in themselves. Now, Ezekwesili, when he came out and said she wanted to contest for the president of this nation, how many female do we see supporting her?
You know, as a female, that I will want us, like, I will like to give a reaction to that as well. It's a very good critical questions. Like, you know, how many female actually took it as a goal to support her? Every females do identify a features in them which they know. You know, as a man, I know what my fellow men can do. You know, occupying a political position or a parastatal or an office. Now coming to a female. In an organization, probably in an organization being dominated by female, we all know how the activities are being run.
Yeah.
You know, for a fellow female to now think of, okay, I know myself. For me to now support this person.
They look at the
and there is always this similarity characteristics in our behavioral objectives. You know.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things I might actually transfer to what might have led to the disappointment.
Yeah. Now, well, okay. Another thing is, this female gender, they see themselves as a very fragile entity, that they cannot withstand the pressure. And they always consider the pressure that will be mounted on them. That, okay, they see that, okay, this even, it has become norms that men are meant to be the head alone. That, okay, these particular offices are men. So even they are ready to play a second citizen in their own land. Now, and many of them, they feel like, okay, let them do it the way they like. So there are a lot of problems. So even few of them that participate, that show interest in it, they will be the first set of people that will stigmatize those people. Oh, they've become this also honorables, girlfriend, sugar daddy, and the like. So those are the name they will give them. They are not serious, and all these are what makes majority of them to draw back. But in this recent time, we see in our campuses, we see the traits of leadership, that the potential that are being demonstrated by few of them, by female, and we should have, if they can continue in this manner. We have one of them, popularly known as General Janet, the present Assistant General Secretary of our National Union of Female Comrade. We can see what she has been doing in this state and in whole Nigeria. So if others like that can be given an opportunity to enroll, expose them to leadership courses, let them be exposed, and let male themselves, male gender, when we see a trait of ability in them, let's support them, train them, coach them, and bring the best out of them. Nevertheless, it's not a must they become a president of the governor, but there are offices that we know that if female are being placed here, they will perform excellently. So we should look beyond their weakness, that okay, they are fragile, they are emotional. Yes, it's someone who is always full of emotion cannot run a state or a nation. So nevertheless, there is need for a reasonable ratio of a female to be incorporated or to be included in leadership position.
Yeah, thank you, my powerful guest. It's been a very interesting session. As I told you earlier, my viewers at home, and once again, to every one of us just joining us from home or abroad, this is AYOGEN Online Television, and I just want you to just keep sharing this so that every other friends too as well can benefit and contribute to this segment that we all tag as Unionism Today. And what is this very topic we are treating? And that is female genderism in unionism and politics today. Before we continue, we'll be going to a very short break. We'll be right back, and bet it with me, you're really going to enjoy this section. Yeah, welcome back once again. This very wonderful Friday afternoon, live on AYOGEN Online Television here in Ondo City. I told you earlier that this segment is going to be a very interesting segment. I bet you to see that you all are going to be benefiting today. And with me again is another wonderful guest that I will be introducing to you. You know, he's been a friend of this segment, and we've always been having that past to make a very wonderful contribution to this society issues, and it's no any other person but Comrade Babalola Adekunle, and you're very much welcome, my powerful comrade.
Thank you so much. Good evening to our viewers at home. I still remember my humble self, Comrade Babalola Adekunle Isaac, popularly known by my political nomenclature as Alita General. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now, your introduction most of these times used to make me remember those school days. And when you want to, I used to say this, it's always very interesting, and you know.
That's how you know a comrade, you know.
Exactly.
It's in the blood.
Like,
it has been in
yeah.
when you just want to make your identification being known by public to the public,
Yeah.
like, you know,
It's always good to be a comrade. Even when you say Adam Musumale, he refers to himself as a comrade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And likewise, I will just want us to just try and go to straight to the point. Like, I want us to. Is this issues we've been deliberating on since morning, which I want our viewers to benefit, from, and that has to do with the place. Because if you look at the situation of things today, hardly will you see any political office or government being occupied by a female parastatal, which is a major concern. And in most cases, they are often being regarded or being looked upon them like, probably, I don't know, they are often being neglected. Should we actually say they are being neglected, or like they actually get themselves inferior and occupying some strategies? These are one of the opinions we will just like to deliberate today. And my powerful comment, Babalola, I will be coming, like, be asking some few things from you. Probably I'll be starting from your angle, like, to our female contribution in politics or unionism. Like, what has been causing the major issues why we have the low percentage of female trying to compete with the male when it comes to unionisms? Because in most cases, in those days, in those time past, even then, thank God for the exposures of today, we beginning to see some few females having interest, a lot of interest into politics today. But with it, we still have a very low percentage. Exactly. Like, what do you actually really think
Is the problem?
like the genesis of the problem that has actually make the female population in politics or unionisms to be so very low?
Yeah, thank you so much, my powerful speaker. You actually elaborate and said it. Female in politics, looking at it from the genetics, the rate has been so low. And when I sit down, I think about it, why we have been having something of such. I can see that the rate by which, let me just say, number one is phobia, the fear.
Phobia.
Yeah, the fear. Women believe in some things they cannot do. But when we are looking at the rate by which some of them are having the interest now, we can actually see that there has been improvement in the polythinking. That's one. And seeing that from even from the military setting, when we see it from
Exactly.
vaccines.
Hardly will you see a female occupy any military organization.
So they have actually coming from that perspective. They believe they are weak. They believe some things are meant to be done by a man. They believe they cannot do some things that are more of their power. But when we look at the educational aspect and some perspective, we see women, females doing more better. We see them in schools, we see them. So the ideology now has been changing. But back from that, from the genesis, it has been so low. And looking at it, when we look from the aspect of the family, we see in the old ages that our father used to say something that the females are meant to be at home. Mm-hmm. So that thinking has been in their mind that our home is just to be at home, do things while the men go out to face all the challenges and come back and give us food. That's the ideology the old ages have passed to them. So I think that thinking has been something that has been paramount and has been something that has been in occurrence since. But when we're looking at it, basically, let's thank the educational settings and concepts. The ideas have been changing. We have been having a lot of improvement. I think that's.
Yeah, thank you. Because of our time, we, my comrade, we just want to. I would like to make a kind of a few reactions on what you just actually stated.
Okay.
You know, phobia. Phobia could be a lot of things because in these settings, to be candid, he made
It's always involve violence.
yeah, he
Yeah.
made a point on a reference of the military activities.
There's
Now,
no,
hardly will you see a female
not even hardly. There's no female. When we go by the history of military
occupying all these
they are always
occupying
men.
all these offices.
Yeah, due
You know,
to
we
violent
have we have a
Exactly.
lot of complement office.
Yes.
All these commission officers.
Yeah.
All the commissioning officers we have in the republic today, hardly will you see even a female, the least of the offices occupying those offices.
Yeah. Even when we look at those who fought for independence, they are purely male.
Male.
Because this female gender don't have this ability to contend for
But-
to fight for something that involve violence for
Exactly.
for a longer
For a
period of
very
time.
period-
And
longer
these
period of
these
time,
politics, you know, majority of people say politics is a dirty game, but we make it dirty. Politics is an avenue where you display your competency, your ability and potential,
Your
and what you
leadership
have for the
role,
people.
what you can
Yeah.
do.
Now, so we have a lot of these female with ability, with ideas, but they don't have the energy to contend with female counterparts. So they believe they can easily sideline. And some of them will be like, oh, how many female? They'll be like, oh, how many of your colleagues do you see there? That would be the first question that would be
That
raised.
would be the first,
And they believe that, okay, who will take care of my child? They are always conscious of home. You know, they are a good manager of home. So
Exactly.
and the culture has make it a transgenerational that, okay, you are meant to support the male.
Exactly.
So they are always they've okay, just be the number one, let's be the number two. And even they are also comfortable when you don't even give them number at all. They are only comfortable. But now the battle has been, you know, in the past in the past 10 years,
Even in this social world, the child are even taking the numbers.
now look at
Like-
look at in the last 10 years when we have a very even no youth participation in government. But as time goes on, we discover that okay, the things are changing. People have become aware of their ability as okay, they've been telling us all this while that we are the leader of tomorrow. But the where there is mistake in ideology of female that are propagating or campaigning for gender equality is what purpose are they campaigning for? Now, most of them they have a right cause, but with the wrong pedagogy.
Yeah. Before we actually go, there is this this I want us to just is in form of a question. It could be rhetorical, but not really. But something that we really need. We put a little treatment or attention to before we call it a day-to-day. Like for example, you know, saying the one who actually ignited the spirit of this so-called NSAS.
Yes, Aisha, yes, you.
Exactly, has actually motivated a lot of
Yes,
female
Of course,
yes.
of course.
genderisms. Like if this lady could be as bold enough,
At the point of
exactly, and that has been our problem, our challenges
yes.
on the female
In
issues.
fact, when I actually see the flyers online and
Yeah.
see the videos,
It was like,
Wow.
so this is this so-called.
This
Yes.
give a lot of
Now
courage
just
to-
imagine we have 100 of that women in the we have 2 of them in each state. What do you think will happen? No,
Like,
these are people that are ready to build. You know, he believes she has the capacity. She
Exactly.
believes in herself. Either you support or
Or
not.
you are not
And we
supporting.
can see that the husband as well is fully in support. And note it, the husband is not a politician. So he's not a well-known person. But he's now let me even come from the aspect of Okonjo-Iweala. The husband is not a politician. But these are the people, you know, did very well. And what do you think is the brain box? Is the husband. So
Yeah.
whatsoever performance, how excellent the Okonjo-Iweala performed today, kudos will always be given to the husband.
should we actually say is another way around? You know, there is this adage we used to say: behind a successful man,
Yeah.
That
When
is
you see
a woman,
yeah.
so a
When you
woman
see-
today,
when you
has
see a
always
woman
placed-
performing,
There
a
is a
woman
man
has
behind.
there is a man,
a woman
not just
has-
a man.
Now, let
Very,
us-
Brain box.
can we
very
actually
boss man.
interpret it in these sections? You know, behind a successful man, a woman, and that woman
They said a strong woman.
is actually behind the scene.
Yeah, and when they
And-
say be a strong woman, that is, there is a woman covering, being a shield for the
But
home when he is out
she
there.
is
Outside
not
there.
actually being identified.
Yes.
Do you know that? Now, having a woman now
Yeah, performing
behind
excellently.
a successful woman,
Yeah. Kudos to be
is-
given to the husband
kudos could
for
be
even
given.
allow her. You know, majority of our female that are out there, majority of them, their husband believe that once he become this, he'll become arrogant.
Yeah,
She become like this. So, but for the husband to be reasonable enough that no, she has
Yes.
something. There's something in her. Let me invest in her. Then you can do it.
Yeah, we are not
Of
having
course,
much time.
of course.
This question that we throwing to us before we call it a day, and which is going to be as well thrown to the viewers at home as a reaction, which is going to be the question of the week. How will the country be today? Like, what view will you actually see it? How will it look alike? How will it definitely be if we have a female becoming the next president of the Federal Republic of
Wow.
Nigeria?
So how
Now,
Nigeria going to be?
probably I should just say, let's have your own opinion and yours, then we just definitely have the views of the current day.
Yeah, from my own perspective, if something of such could happen, let me just say it like that, could happen, and we have a female becoming the president of this country, I believe what a man can do, sometimes women can actually do it.
The adage has always been in existence.
Yeah. They
And we've seen some
And
female.
Yes,
we've
exactly.
Seen,
Yeah,
we've seen
yeah.
some females like that have
Who has been
doing
perfecting,
so wonderful,
performing very, very excellent.
But behind that woman, there is still a man that is still standing.
Who happens to be the brain box?
Of course, of the woman's success.
Yeah, in my own opinion, as I can foresee.
Saying a female.
Yeah, I'm looking
becoming
forward
the
to
president.
by next year. I believe a very strong woman is coming out to contest, and if not third, will be second in the next election. Yeah, we have basically. So I tell you, next election, a day is coming. Either this Nigeria or a new Nigeria, a female will be in in the helm of affair, a very stronghold of this nation, and I promise you there will be a turnaround in some aspects.
Of course.
So let me just submit with this that never underrate the capacity, the ability of any individual based on gender. There is a greatness in us. It's all about belief. Just believe you can do it.
Yeah, thank you. That's to my guest speakers. Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution. And likewise, I will want to say this. I know some of us might be familiar to this movie, and that is The King of Boys.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the movie, she later eventually succeeded becoming the governor of the state. But, you know, it's just that we are yet to see how come she has been able to succeed the office. So probably, even we having a female in positions, definitely we believe their influences and their way of doing things should add a lot of good, good fortune to the government of the day. And that will be coming to a kind of advice will be given to us as an admonition. To every female out there, don't look down on your capacity. Don't look down on your strength. Don't look down on your potentials. You can be the head. You can actually lead an organization. You can be whatever you think you are. All you just need to do is take the phobia of you and face the music. And once again, I want to say a very good afternoon to every one of us watching us there home and abroad. Once again, this is AYOGEN Online Television. On our very daily segment, we are often tagged as Unionism Today, which is always on air every Friday afternoon 3 p.m. Join us same times next week again as we bring to you another wonderful edition. Once again, my name is Ade Omade Blessing, and with me here is Comrade Babalola Adekulan, and again with
I
me
am
is
Olowe.
Charles Olowe, aka Bleeding Pain. So thank you very much, and keep watching AYOGEN Online Television. We love you all.